into that fair value gap for the first time. So now we'll still watch and see what we do here. If we start breaking through these discounts, or especially this fair value gap here, that on the 5 minute, right? We're looking at the 5. Underneath the volume imbalance, we could look for lower prices. Until then, though, still want to see if we can't find support in here. Attack highs again. So that's interesting here. Right through that, especially right through this. I like this area here. So let's go back to that 5. If we're going to retrace back into this range, right, we have that same thing here. Untouched inefficiency, volume imbalance, 8:30 and midnight. So we should reach right into that. Oh, rather aggressively. So we came for that right here already. Equal lows should be engaged, right? If we're going to create those equal lows right there. And notice how we completely negate all of these discounts that we were looking at here. So we hesitate, cut right through now. No opportunity to get back into there. We have equal lows here. Perfectly equal lows. Never got back into the 5 minute. I'd watch and see now if we have some form of inversion that can hold us. So either this inversion volume imbalance or this actual 5 minute here. If we were to come back into it, we'd want to see that offer resistance lower. That's in the case that we can't just run through it. We could just run through it right now. Get back into this fair value gap. This is the 5 minute, but if I was to show you the 1 minute, we could actually just pull that up. 1 minute here. So sell side midnight, 1 minute inefficiency. Should reach into that pretty easily. Cool. Wait for that 1 minute touch. So far, none for me. Only entry would have been the 30-second. Right, I was looking at it. Didn't execute. But we had this short-term high cleared, broken lower. Held one premium. Broke lower again, leaving another inefficiency. Held that. Broke one more time, leaving one more opportunity to get short inside this fair value gap. Before now breaking or straight through, right, even here. Institutional order flow entry drill. Holding that, breaking again. Want to see what that 5 minute could close like. Ooh, excuse me. Right, we've cleared the sell side. Holding that consequent encroachment nicely. So at this point, let's see, we're holding up midnight. We got underneath it. I want to see if we can get back above. If we hold that midnight level, break underneath this 1 minute, it's also the 8:30 opening, which means we may come back into actual lows in here even. And this is the 4 hour, and then this is the 15. Okay, so we get back above midnight with the bullish volume imbalance. If that can stay open, should be able to retrace back into the range. We held that 5 minute nicely, to be honest, or the 1 minute, excuse me, on the 5 minute chart. Interested to see what happens when we tap this here for the first time. Seeing this whole thing is kind of a breaker here. Okay, high, low, highest high, broken, lower. Closing underneath here. Whole candle would be the breaker. Mean threshold aligning with this 2 minute fair value gap here near the volume imbalance. So we could actually use that. I want to see if this 2 minute volume imbalance here gets overtaken. The 1 minute did get closed, so we didn't leave it open. We left a small fair value gap here, however. Could use this discount potentially to send us into that inefficiency up here. No, the volume imbalance. So far, creating a lot of discounts here, okay? Getting back above the midnight makes me think we want to come back into these inefficiencies up here. Yes, it is indeed. You just weren't listening to me, brother. We just ran over that. Yeah. High, low, higher, high, broken, lower, breaker. Nice. We overtook that one as well. Okay. So holding that breaker, the original bearish fair value gap as well here. Where we overtook it, got back underneath it, using it now as resistance. I mean, at this point, we really don't have a high time frame bias. Kind of like I spoke about last week. 4 hour on the daily chart don't give us much to work with. More inner range trading as of late. So for me, I mean, yeah, like an hourly chart, don't have much of a bias. Didn't get into that fair value gap. We could potentially come for these lows. Maybe want to refill in this 1 hour fully. 4 hour, we're holding this fair value gap, but we're just being squeezed in between. The higher time frames don't really give us much. So we'll see if we never got below that fair value gap still. Perfectly equal lows though. Suspect. Another volume imbalance. So you're seeing how now that we've came into this key area, right, the fair value gap, the 830, we're starting to consolidate after that expansion. Still favor low prices now with these equal lows. Maybe revisit yesterday's high, this level here. Yeah, right, as far as the opening range gap goes, really right at that 50% level. Like if I was to show you the just the regular trading hours. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Load up. There it is. So this is where yesterday's price closed. And this is obviously where we opened. So we have this huge opening range gap here. Which oftentimes price will want to kind of refill that, especially in a consolidating market, which makes me think that we should continue to go lower. We don't have to refill the whole thing. Notice how the 830 level is consequent encroachment of the gap as well, which is pretty interesting. But we'll wait. Wait on the chop. Yeah, it's desktop. I haven't used the web version in, I mean, since this app came out, to be honest. Months and months. Just cleaner. Just more of an application rather than using the web. I mean, we created an inversion fair value gap here on a 1 minute sense. like this. Bullish, we overtake it, close underneath. But in this instance, because we're kind of consolidating here, we may get up and through it. Ideally, we could hold that though. Because within that 1 minute inversion, we've actually hit a 30-second bearish. I didn't know there's a desktop. What the? Y'all slacking. Oh. Yeah, that's where it's at for me. I stay using that. Rookie. Look at that on that 30-second, overtaking it. 1 minute, overtaking it. Kind of like we expected here. Still can come into this and hold. We held the 5 minute fair value gap, however. We're closing underneath consequent encroachment of it, though. And Q at the same time, pretty low. Back into this original bearish fair value gap. See on the 2 minute, the 2 minute and the 1 minute fair value gap are the same starting point. We have a 5 minute here. That would be neat. That's an opportunity. Clear out a short-term high. Really 2 short-term highs. Well, we have relative equal highs now. High here, relative equal highs here. Honestly though, this fair value gap here is holding this pretty aggressively. So we may not need to even go back up into that. Which would be nice if we did consolidate, manipulate, run stops, and then reverse. I wouldn't be surprised to see price actually just break lower. Not returning into this consequent encroachment at all. Not really SMT yet. Now for SMT, you really want to wait for a confirmation break. Because price could easily just catch back up. So for me, you're not really seeing any SMT there. Unless NQ was to overtake the lows now. Right, not every time they differentiate will it be SMT. They're going to kind of move a lot. Not in sync. So I'm not looking at every high that doesn't get cleared in ES or NQ as SMT. Same for lows. This really has to be kind of at specific areas during specific times. Because as we said, right, it's not that we're not trading the patterns just for pattern's sake. More of a retail thinking. I like that we get back underneath the inversion. We're just sitting here now, just boring. Obviously, right, want equal lows, want the 830. Gee, boring, boring. Well, we sit and wait. It's too quiet though. I need me some tunes. Need me some tunes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Turn it down, turn it down. Yeah, I wish this thing would work right, brother. Come on. Mm. 30 seconds. And I still favor lower prices, right? These equal lows. Maybe we can get there finally. High resistance getting there, but set that breaker held us. We chilling, we chilling. Yeah, if we can close underneath all this, especially this volume imbalance here, because we couldn't get an instance where, because this volume imbalance is kind of the, right, we'll call it the sensitive ones that we speak of. So when this candle opens, it doesn't return any lower. If we do run these equal lows and hit the low of this 1 minute because this fair value or volume imbalance is there, we could wick it. So kind of like you just saw right now. If we wick this, then we have a chance of actually not holding. We want to see price run through that level. Kind of like we're getting here, right? Let's see if we close below. Notice where we hit perfectly old daily high. So kind of what we wanted to see there. We get into that old daily high. We close underneath the high as well. Okay. So with that, closing underneath the high, there's that break we wanted. We now have a new 5-minute fair value gap here that could be held. But the fact, yeah, we clear that short-term low now. Notice we closed perfectly on that 4-hour fair value gap. We'll see if we can't dig into the actual 15. And keep on running lower. I like this sell side here. If we can get into a sell side objective. I like this. We've now left a fair value gap. So, right, this is kind of what we spoke of. We completely negated that volume imbalance. I'd like to see that. Means we should be able to continue to run. Okay, which we have. There's that sell side we just hit. Oh, we didn't hit it actually. So still short. Want to see that sell side. I got short 45.88. 45.83, so sell side gets me out. We don't get there, that'd be funny. But yeah, we should be able to get into that. But at this point, we're basically broke even. We took partials here at 5 handles from that first entry. So 45.88 and a half to 45.83 and a quarter. 5 handles there. Want to get the actual sell side, however. What I'll do too is just kind of, we won't go limit. We'll just go straight TP if we get there. We're just aiming for this sell side here, inside of the 15. We may come for these equal lows, but do we go for those equal lows? Yes. We go for equal lows. Which means we buy one here. At the actual sell side. Notice how we're holding the 15 minutes. So we've gotten into the 4, but within the 4, there's this 15. That's what we're hitting now. So I just want to see us get underneath both of those here. Tag us out of our second partial. Oof. Oh wait, I gotta go 2 until we get partialed. So right, we're expecting this volume imbalance here with this fair value gap to hold us, which is why my stop is above that. If we run through this, I'm fine getting stopped out. Secured profits, stopped in profit, profit all around. But for me, right, we shouldn't break above this prior to hitting sell side if that's our objective. If we get back above this fair value gap, we have all these highs in here that could be of danger. Especially kind of looking at this now. This is an inversion 1 minute. So wouldn't want to see that 1 minute be violated. I like that the old daily high has given us resistance here. So we've just wicked into the volume imbalance, into the fair value gap, here and here. Ideally, we just break lower. We didn't fully get into that volume imbalance, so we could get another run up. Right, we're hitting it perfectly. We could actually stab into that, into this inversion now. It's the same level, right? 830 level. So we see how all of these were discounts. If we're going to run right through that, we expect those to become premiums, which is why I wouldn't expect anything higher than this fair value gap. Stop is there. Old daily high, ideally we hold the bodies there. Attack that low. 30-second chart. Relative equal lows. Don't only need this 15, honestly. We'll clear that. We know it's hitting here, but we just want that sell side. midnight open. First entry is right on the midnight open. We close underneath, we reject it once. Second entry is we hit it, we go short. As we return up into this fair value gap, we go short again. All right, so building it, understanding we really shouldn't get above this 1 minute at all. No need to return up there. Or we're not expecting that, which is why we're going short in here and not waiting for a retracement deeper. With how price is moving though, we may just actually go full close here at the low. We don't need to get equal lows. We'll leave this here. We may get stopped. I don't like that volume imbalance actually right there at all in the slightest. It's all right though. It was above this candle right here. Like this. All right, so we're trying to get first one here, second one, better entry up here. Same stop though. But yeah, just above that, right? I don't expect the price to return into this fair value gap. Wanted to see that left open, gets left open. But now, oh yeah, that's not ideal. We'll close that. So we close there in profit. Right, we pushed right back up and through. So the same way on the way lower, we didn't want to see that. Or we wanted to see them be broken. We didn't want to see them broken higher, which they were. So we get out. Right, the importance of partials there. So we partial, stop, and profit. We'll take that this morning in a pretty ugly environment. We'll just sort of that sell side. That's fine though. As we said, now we should go back for the inefficiency. All these highs in here as well. So that's what we'll look for now. I only see S&T. We held that level. Back up into, yeah, we're going to back up into that. Let's say we leave a fair value gap. Back inside this original 1 minute here. Bruh. Let me drag it. So I want to see this, basically, what we do here at this original. We have now equal highs. So yeah, I would expect that we actually want to come into this inefficiency here now. Wow. I had a limit set. I think I missed it though. Do I move it? Do I move it? Yeah, we'll move it. I had a limit set on this 1 minute fair value gap. I was trying to go like this. We didn't tag us in. We move away. I moved it. Well, I moved it as of now. but I may leave the midnight. We have to get all the way into this inefficiency here, which is the 5 minute basically. Oh my gosh. So we leave the 2 minute, leave the 1 minute. We may just use that 1 minute there. Oh, that'd be kind of crazy. Let's see. It's too tight of a stop. Yeah, we have a breaker here. I'd go, let's see, it's the highest up close. If we're going to go from the swing, it'll be like this. Low to the high, low to low. We haven't broken that yet. So I haven't broken this one. We have broke this high. So let's say you wanted to look at it like that. No way, brother. Sorry, one second. Oh my gosh. I missed it again. So I had set another limit at this 1 minute. As we reject this candle, I have a limit set here. This candle doesn't get into it. Brother. This was going to be, I was just trying to go with the one handle like this. Into that inefficiency, which we get into, and we miss that. Wow. That's frustrating. Okay. Welp. We'll have to cancel those. Missed both of them. First one here, miss it. Second one here, miss both. Miss trades. Happens though.
Or just have to start feeding them both adult food.
Move their bowls.
What?
You could move their bowl. Try that maybe.
What do you think we could move his somewhere else?
Or hers on the other side. Not that thing right there. Just so it's not right next to his. Like catty corner. We can do that. Fair. It's funny. It's alright. Have a good day, hon. You getting 5 guys? You just gonna go or what? Oh, okay. That's cool. That'll be a good lunch. Where we at? Volume and balance. Still hitting that. But we should keep pushing up and through. As Slight hesitation followed by expansion, more than likely. Did we get into this? We did get into that barely, but I think we want to reach into that. We're at closing above this consequent encroachment here of this inversion, or no original bearish. So we got into the high, got into the low of it. If we want to go bullish after hitting this low, we should hold that. We do have a small fair value up here. A lot of inefficiencies down here still, though. Let me go like a 2 minute. Because we never got into the 2 minute fair value gap. We did wick into the 1 minute here. Missed our first entry. But now that we've hit our objective, we can actually get a deeper retracement back into those inefficiencies. Right, so we would look for like maybe a return into this 2 minute now. We have the 1 minute here, held us. Revisiting it, but yeah, that 2 minute, which aligns with the actual 1 minute right there. So the 2 minute send. So we've just got into the 2 minute now. We'll see if the 2 minute can go. I'm not in the trade right now. The only one we took was the shorts here. We'll see if we can't go. Oh, I'd never remove that. That's heartbreak. Let's see that 2 minute, 2 minute. First entry of the 2 minute, we held the body. So this is the 1 minute I'm talking about, and we have that 2 minute that's right here that's overlapped with it. Like this. We tried a tiny risk trade here on this volume imbalance fair value gap. Literally like this. A one handle stop. But as soon as this candle closed underneath, I just closed it. So that was like half a handle. Right? This was just trying to continue on the expansion. But if we overtake this fair value gap, we were going to run lower, immediately close. Inside the 2 minute now, where we really want to see, I want to see if we can't get some type of rejection from here. Right, 2 minute overlap with the 1 minute. So back under that 2 minute. So yeah, as we spoke, right, this was our target here. After hitting target, we can now reject and continue to sell off. Wasn't trying to enter here anymore. Once we missed that, and we come into it, we need another confirmation to try to go long. So I wouldn't just be blindly entering here. Yeah, we don't really expect. We should expect price to trade within the range, right? So we don't expect really external ranges to be taken too often. So if that's external range here, we wouldn't expect price to rip into that. We've cleared internal range liquidity, however, hitting that inefficiency that we spoke of here, holding that, breaking back underneath now. So we should actually come for that sell side. I still want that sell side, right? Still sell side objective, still sell side targets. Sometimes you just get a retracement prior to that to run opposing liquidity. So we've engineered lots of liquidity. We go lower, we go higher to run liquidity, baiting people trying to go long in here. Right, and now we rip, taking out stops. Nice. Yeah, we should be able to get in there. I like the vibes. You had to add some tunes. It was too boring. Price was acting whack in here. Getting right through that. Probably our equal lows. Look at right, the equal lows we had. Look at that. Boom. Sell side smashed. So we got that sell side off of our fair value gap here. Right, only after, notice, only after delivering into our kind of objective of that daily high do we retrace. Leaving behind this low. That's important. That if we were going to go down here, one tick away from this low, you would figure price would run that low if it wanted to run the low. Instead, we leave relative equal lows, retrace to run out the buy stops we had created, still holding it in original area. Right? We said this volume imbalance here is important. What does the high tick come on? That volume imbalance. Right? High of this run holds the volume imbalance. Hard rejection now. Really no entry in here unless you took some. Let's see, you had one chance at. No, honestly, not much. Unless you had super small time frames. But even in here, not much of a opportunity. This would have been your one opportunity. As we got back underneath this volume imbalance, we give one tap of it before ripping. Cool. Yeah, at this point, I would look for lower prices. At least until, let's see, maybe we could come back for our new day opening gap level here. Notice these new day opening gaps are the same. Mondays and Tuesdays. Really the same level. We're holding the 4-hour fair value gap here. So we'll see if we want to continue to hold that on the 4-hour sense. That's this inversion. But more than likely, we'll continue to push lower. Just running. We've left it now. Let's see. I mean, there'd be a few, right? Maybe the volume imbalance itself. If we wanted to hold that, we'd have to see, however. There's an actual fair value gap too. We have a large fair value gap here, of course, right? So this huge fair value gap in here. Underneath the old low. Go high of the day to the lowest low to the highest high that gets broken. Kind of 5 minutes. If we can get into this fair value gap here paired with the old sell side, we could see what would happen from there. If we can get above this first anyways, right? That's if we want to break above this actual fair value gap. So above this one, we look for the higher one here. Especially coming back into it with the volume imbalance. We never close below, like on a 15 hourly, right? All that's just wicking. So we understand kind of in choppy markets, we need to be very wary of once we clear external range of reversing. So we've cleared that external range here, the equal lows. Notice we create this as an inversion. So let's see if we use that inversion or if we overtake that, really kind of not using it at all and just continue to run higher. Back-to-back volume imbalances, holding the inversion, purge and revert. Liquidity, holding. Okay. So now using this old level here as support at that volume imbalance. Notice that. Volume imbalance, old daily low, equal lows. Equilibrium, high to low. Let's see if we can run lower. This is kind of the area we were looking at here, that fair value gap, old sell side. Pretty hard rejection. Off consequent encroachment. If we were going to break, you would want to see kind of that hold does. Let's see what the 2 minute is. The 2 minutes is all the way up here. We actually hit that as well. Minute held, 1 minute hold. Yeah, we'll see if we hold that or push up and through it. Oh, if you're showing trading trees, it only gives signals, Carrie. Sorry. And that's more of a signal based type of thing. We'll talk about it after, but especially with it being the free stream, a lot less hesitant to actually give any entries. So we're still holding that sell side pretty nicely. If we can, let's see. If we give up this consequent encroachment, though, we should get up into the, I think, that old daily high again. Right, seeing as how this fair value gap is aligned with that level, also a volume imbalance set here. So if we overtake that, that should be our next logical objective, especially because we purge and revert. So this is that like purge and revert concept. We purge that liquidity, we get back above it while creating new discounts. Right, so we overtake this premium with a volume imbalance. We now get back above the sell side with another volume imbalance that holds us. So now short-term bullish structure, which we can get as we go higher, of course, right? So we're not really expecting price to continue to rip. If anything, we would look for the high of the fair value gap. But as long as consequent encroachment can hold, gives you an opportunity to just use that as resistance. Yeah, I'll share entries most of the time, honestly, in the actual streams. Not like yesterday, or even this morning, ones that I take. Give you a recap of them. But yeah, if you're kind of expecting entries on the live stream, that's kind of few and far in between. So I mean, I like how we're rejecting that level. We don't want it to turn into a situation where we hesitate and push up and through, which we actually could do that as well. We'll go to a 2 minute. Let's see, 5 minutes. 5 minutes rather large as well, with the consequent encroachment being there. Huge wick. 15-minute huge wick. Mm-hmm. 45, 55. Yeah, there's equal lows there. There is indeed. The 1 minute. See if we can clear the 4 hours consequent encroachment again. Got that 4 hour here. Right, as we get back above consequent encroachment, high likelihood of using it as support, which is what we're seeing here, especially because we're paired with now this down close candle. So we're starting to put in bullish structure, holding that especially like that with that precision. See if we can't get up and into high of that fair value gap. So one more wick into it. Let's see if we hold it or not. Just playing around inside the fair value gap. Held it. Okay, okay. So still holding. Running highs. Let's say that we ran this high break again under this low. At that point, I wouldn't really want to see if we're going to go lower. Price negate that high. Obviously, though, we can push up and through that. I think if we get above this sell side at all with a candle close, because we're holding it so aggressively, that can be an early indication that this fair value gap might give way. So we may not need to even wait for a consequent encroachment breach, because the fact that this old sell side is obviously holding price, if we overtake that level, higher likelihood, higher chance of just hitting that old daily high again. But that'll be kind of another key area. Daily highs and lows, open high lows and closes. Especially with this, right? That's a pretty significant discount we formed here. Something like that. Closing above, okay. So kind of like we spoke, that could be an early indication that we actually want to get up into this high here. No sound. Can you guys hear me? Like Carrie just begin. Oh, okay, okay. Dang, Carrie, I don't know why you can never hear me. Leave and come back. What's the 30-second doing? Lows, highs, lows, choppy, choppy, hold. I want to see if that 1 minute holds this level here. Which it does. Okay. Let's see here. Back to the boringness. So you're really seeing how we're getting quick resistance runs, quick followed by chop, quick followed by chop. Expansion leads to consolidation. The classic. Let's see. Back underneath with the volume balance. Okay. Sound is back. Let's go. Welcome, welcome. I don't know why we cutting out. I feel like it's only the stage that does it. A lot of people have issues when we're in the actual stage versus the live chat for some reason. Let's see, do we get a 2 minute wick? 2 minute all wick still. So just stuck inside that fair value gap. Potential, we have to wait though. If we overtake this 30-second potential inversion, at this point it's a discount. But let's say high, low, higher, high. If we clear this low, oof, just all wick still wicky. Oh, watch out. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it depends really. Most of the time I just listen to actual music. Just beats. Hater in the chat. You a country folk, brother? I was like, how you hating on music? You ain't even got words. You just hating on sound. You like no sounds. Oh, brother, I'm about to take a nap. God damn. There's that snoozy price action. If we run though, like if we run this low, I think it's gonna be low resistance. Like here. Or here. Like let's say that we do break lower. We may not get another chance to actually enter if that leg breaks rather quickly. If there was gonna be a low resistance liquidity run, I would favor it more on the short side. Right, I'm not saying there is going to be one. That this is obviously high resistance here, but I'm just looking at what price has done so far. And right after this slight consolidation, we run right through lows. We give us another slight consolidation. Right, and notice how on the way up, we even get, it's kind of methodical, but on the way down, it's a lot quicker. Right, we're cutting through lows here. So I'm kind of looking for that same, basically delivery. Same thing we got here, right? We deliver lower, retrace, break again. So if we're going to break heavily, maybe a retracement followed by another break lower through lows is kind of what we would look for. I don't like that we gave up consequent encroachment of the 1 minute, but that's only on a 1 minute, okay? So like, whoa, I'm lying the whole time anyway. Because we didn't even take that yet. I had it at the wrong, okay. So never mind, we're still holding that. We're still holding the 2 minute, we're still holding the 5 minute. So right now, as everything's showing it wants to hold, it's just a lot uglier delivery. Let's see what the 30 seconds like. 30 second as well. Let's chop. We'll see though, because we can also get a scenario where we wick lower and run higher. Somewhat 50-50 here at this point. I would say if I had to pick a side, kind of like, I mean, if we had to pick a side, right, with the highest risk, I would still like to go short. Longs with low risk into the old daily high, though, still play. So that's where we can get a little tricky, right? To counter trend trade it up before breaking. But we'll see. Still just playing. Right, 9:30 to 10:30 range has been put in place. Highest high. So this is the high. This is the low. Wow. This is brutal. Are you guys having fun? He's having the most fun here. That's right. Trading's not fun. Gotta get used to it. Although the past few days, my price isn't usually like this. We've learned that we're in a consolidation, so we're within the range, but brighter times ahead. So if you guys are getting chopped up the past few days, past few weeks, don't stress. Even I have had to fucking extremely focus here, which I'm not a fan of doing that. If I have to focus real hard when I'm trading, that right there is a sign to me that we're already in lower probability conditions. Because usually, right, setups will hop off the chart at this point if it's a high probability. But even here, right, we keep wicking lows. So this is kind of, I mean, we may go higher. I don't like when we do this type of delivery. Look at all the highs we're leaving. High, equal high, 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 high. While at the same time, running a low here, creating a low, running a low, creating a low, running a low, running a low here. Would rather have it just run. Right? This is the methodical sell side delivery. We were able to clear the 4 hour though with the volume imbalance. So that should allow us expansion opportunity. I want this low here. That would be ideal. We have, is that a 2 minute? What's this? The 5? Wait, what do I have labeled here? Oh, it's this candle. Okay. I was like, what do we got labeled here? It's been a blast. No, this is, yeah, exactly. This is a job of a trader, right? If you're actually trying to do this in the long term, you're going to run into days like this 100%. So it's good to be able to build that discipline now, right? Not trying to enter 100 positions. I would favor sell side. We would favor the sell side. Objective. Friday should be lively. We'll see. NFP's been kind of methodical even too. Everything's just a little whack. Your streams are gold. Hey, thanks, Maxie. I appreciate you, brother. Hopefully they help you in some way. Just trying to create some price reading monsters out here. So I've always said, right, once you learn how to read price in itself, at that point you could really tailor-make it to, or tailor it to your own trading personality. So if you like breakers, if you like order blocks, if you like catching reversals, if you're someone that likes more middle of the range trading, it's all up to you. As you guys have seen, right? Personally, I'm more of a middle of the range type of guy. So after moves have established a direction, we like to catch the continuation of that into targets, catching swing highs and lows that way. But some people could be reversal traders, right? If you like the reversals themselves. I've been trading about 5 years, a little over 5 years, Todd. Pure ICT about 3.5. Took me about 2 years to get break even, 2.5 to get profitable. But that's a light word, right? So when I say profitable, it wasn't even like I wasn't able to live off of it. I'm making 1% a month, 1.5, 2%. So I wasn't losing money, but I was making money at a very low rate. It wasn't about the 3.5 year mark that I was able to elevate that into where now I could live off it, right? So it was a process for sure. But kind of as I said, I looked at it as a college degree, right? In my mind going into it, I told myself I had spent 5 years at college for really nothing. So as long as it would have taken, I would have continued to try to trade until I figured it out. Which fortunately I was able to do it rather quickly. Or not rather quickly, but quicker than I would have expected, we'll say. college for nothing. That was me. I mean, I only went, to be honest, I went because I was on scholarship to play baseball. So if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have went. But went, got 2 degrees, and I'm not using any of them. So I tell my homies now. Like, if you don't go to college just to go to college. Like, if you're unsure what you want to do and you think going to college will fix that, nah, that's not the move. I mean, I did for a long time, honestly. I just came out this year or last year. When did I start my Twitter? I don't know. Some of you OGs might know. But this Discord's been going for less than a year, to be honest. So it wasn't really until recently that I kind of stepped out. And I guess for me, it was just really the boredom. I realized that I can do this a lot better than most people, which not trying to like, right, be cocky or anything, but just looking at people's tweets and videos and responses to Michael, and even kind of the early content I put out, people seem to enjoy it. So I figured I might as well put myself out there if people are down to learn. And to be completely honest, just another source of income. Right, for a long time, I myself was even against the whole idea of creating a group. Right, if you know how to trade, just trade. After talking with some traders in this space who also have groups, right, and even listening to Michael, he's admitted as well, he's made more money teaching than he ever did trading. And of course, I don't want to be, right, that guy that only teaches. But it's smart to have another source of income. I've kind of realized that if you're relying on trading purely to make all of your money, it's just going to be harder. It's going to be a lot harder. And that's something I don't think a lot of new traders realize. Where they try to start trading right from scratch, broke, no money in the bank. They need trading to work to make a living, to get out of whatever their struggling issue is. Where when you're trying to trade like that, it's just absolutely mentally draining. Right, that's from experience. Because I tried to do that. I was the one that had no money, absolutely broke, putting all my money into funds and challenge accounts. And that doesn't allow me to trade with clarity. But it adds an emotional attachment to the chart that you just really want to have. Oh, of course I trade. I did DoorDash for a long time. And I've said that, right? You got to do what you have to do, man. So for me, right, when I was learning to trade, I would DoorDash nonstop. DoorDash, Instacart, Spark, right? So Walmart, I would deliver groceries for Walmart. Uber. And that's what I mean when I say that you have to have another source of income. Right? If you're relying on this to make money, it's not gonna, it can work. I won't say it's not gonna work. There's people that have done it. But more often than not, it's gonna take longer. You're gonna make it harder on yourself if you're relying purely on this to make all your money. Right? Plain and simple. Harsh truth, something that I didn't really want to listen to as I started. Because the people told me that when I was starting, right, that I should have another way to supplement income. But in my big head, I thought, no, I'll just make all my money trading, right? I know what I'm doing. And it's tough. What's DoorDash? Yeah, it's just I would deliver food to people. So I'm out there in my whip, picking up fast food, picking up groceries, taking them to people, shopping for people. Really, I was just working for other people. Yeah, by car. So in my car. He said by private jet. Yeah, come on, biker. No, it's by bike. Imagine. But no, yeah, by car. I mean, honestly, that was a good way to do it. What's a good side hustle? If you have a car, right, I would recommend that because you can do it whenever. If you don't have a car, I guess it could be a little tough. Right, sometimes you need to get a part-time job. I had a part-time job at UPS. I worked from 3 in the morning till about 9 in the morning. Right, so 6 hours there. That would allow me to then get home in time for market open. And I would watch market open, hang out until about 11, and then go to bed. Wake up, eat dinner, do it all over again, go back to work. 3 a.m., get off at 9. Right, so people don't really see the grind beforehand. They kind of just see the success, right? They see the ability I have now, and they just kind of think it's been that way always, which we all know is irrational. But I had those same kind of thoughts as well, right? To where we don't necessarily see the struggle, we only see the success, and then that's kind of what we base ourselves off of. Whereas if you would have saw me 2-3 years ago, right, I was a bum. I was the bum that was trying to get into trading. People were telling me it wasn't going to work. I'm door dashing to make money, right? I don't even have a real job. So I'm the guy that's out here door dashing, trying to get into stocks. We all know he's going to lose his money. Just got to shut it out and grind. Okay, so we're getting ridiculous here. We're going to close up shortly. We'll see if we can't get into at least a 4-hour fair value gap low. I don't like how we wick this volume imbalance. We could reject from there. SMT. I heard UPS is brutal. Yeah, it was, bro. UPS was tough. I can't lie. I kind of got lucky though because after about 6 months, I got moved to sorting the packages. So before I would have to load the trucks, and dear Lord, that was brutal. Loading the trucks is the worst thing ever. But eventually, I got to where I could just sort the packages so they come down a giant conveyor belt, and I would just sort them into which truck they had to go. So I didn't actually have to load the trucks, which was nice. I work part time, pay basic bills. I can learn trading, but still broke as fuck. If I up my income, I can't trade. Okay, rude dog. I mean, that's a unfortunate reality, to be honest. Like for me, when I was door dashing, I wasn't making enough to, right, have extra money. So I was kind of in that same boat, I guess you could say. To where I was making enough just to pay my rent, right? Just enough to pay my car, pay my phone bill, while still having the time to learn how to trade. But I wasn't really ever making an extravagant amount to go out and do extra things. How did I learn and improve? Sitting here day after day after day after day after day after day after day. Right, get the point. I mean, literally, I spent at least 10,000 hours sitting in front of these charts, just looking, just watching. Right? Watching price move, watching the candlesticks paint, watching levels be hit or missed. So as you spend enough time doing this, right, you start to pick up on the things that repeat. And now when you have ICT, that just supersedes and accelerates the learning because obviously the concepts are second to none in my mind. They allow precision that is just ridiculous, ridiculous precision. Which times do I usually trade? So for me, right, our trading window are these windows here. So from 8:30, I don't know why it's 8. Usually though 8:30, so the 8:30 open until about 11 is my window. And then if I come back in the afternoon, I like to go 3 to 4 p.m. So power hour. So that 3 to 4 p.m. period is also another one that I like. It's a commitment to the process, 100%. Why do I have a sloping trend line? Where? I'm sure. Oh, this is just an indicator. That's SMT with NQ at the highs. I was like, where? What do you mean? Imagine. But no, yeah, that's just the let's first show you NQ quick. Like this. This high here, 1037 is this high. Higher high in NQ at 1053. Lower high. Breaking lower. Should break lower here in ES. This is so ridiculous though. Price, this is some terrible, terrible, terrible price action. I will admit one thing that I have kind of looked at. Hey, back up. Move, move. Sorry. Cat's acting crazy. Gonna have to fight him. What time is it? 11. We'll chill till like 11:10. See what happens. But brother, we are absolutely doing nothing. Just minus delivery here. That precision proves that this is a learnable skill. 100%. The knowledge is definitely transferable. It's just a matter of time. It's kind of what I've said before. Only thing that separates me versus anybody else is the time that I've put in. I kind of had an earlier head start on ICT. I'll say within the last 2 years, he's really exploded. But he's been around for years and years and years, right? He's had YouTube content all the way back to like 2016, 2015. Out of college, did you ever try to get a part-time job in your field of degree? No. So I started learning how to trade my senior or my junior year. My junior year. So at that point, I had actually kind of wanted to do what my girlfriend does now, right? Physical therapy, which is why I was getting I have a degree in exercise science and psychology. So I was going to go more into the sports psychology route, right? Sports maintenance and type of things like that, PT. But if I'm being honest, I'm just lazy. So the idea of going to work every day was brutal to me. That was just something that I would dread always. Right? Did not sound fun. Did not sound like something that I would want to do in the slightest. So for me, that meant finding a way to supplement the lifestyle without having to work 40 hours every week. And of course, it's ironic because in able to get there, I had to spend probably 100 hours a week studying. But it's all right. Like I said, I had a kind of a different perspective of where first sure was to get rich quick, but eventually it turned into, okay, right, I just spent 5 years of my life for these good degrees that I'm not going to use. I could spend another 5 years to learn a skill set that will provide for life. Once you have it, right, no one can take it away. As Michael said, it's like riding a bike. Once you learn how to truly do this, you'll always have that skill set. You may need to resharpen it every now and then, right? Go back in and kind of, just resharpen your edge, get your flow back. But once you truly learn how to read price, that's a skill that'll stay with you forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. I mean, that thing too, yeah. The sense of working day in, day out for somebody else, right? Making money for another company. When to me, I'd rather make money for myself. And I do kind of have an issue of, not really an issue, but I don't like when people tell me what to do. So I was like, damn, the idea of, like you said, being bossed around, right? Being told what to do, kind of slaving away for somebody else. Just not a vibe. Not the vibe I was going for. ICT just shared a video. Okay. Nice. What's that mean? I was like, what? I don't really follow Michael as much anymore as I used to. This is crazy. Okay. So we're about to head out. I went short. We've been short this whole time. Price right now is absolutely stupid, though. So we're going to wait for this to close out, and then we'll see what we get. I'm telling you, brother. Here, look. We're probably not even gonna. And I've had my TP. Yeah, this is brutal. We're not gonna get there. That's all right though. First entry on the fair value gap. Second entry here. Consequent encroachment of the fair value gap. Third entry on this sell side. Stop above this swing point at this point. I was trying to get out here at this level. We hit it 1, 2, twice. Never hit my limit. Third try, still never hit it. So seeing that, it just makes sense to run my stop. Go ahead. Right? Might as well. Might as well. Caught the swing highs though. But we'll probably be stopped out. Oh, whoa, whoa. Chill, chill, chill. We'll see what happens here and then we'll call it a day. Honestly, if nothing happens right now at 11:10, I may just, we'll buy one back. Give this candle one chance to get up in there. Yeah, it's a multiple buy stops though. So I have 2 set. Same with this one. Did we close it? Fuck it. No, it's a super tiny stop. One handle stop. This whatever. 30-second. Holding that. Relative equal lows. Yeah, I want one there at least. But what we'll do, we're gonna buy one back. Especially with that volume imbalance, we'll buy one back right now. So we bought that one back, which means our stop now will be in a little better position because it was adjusting for our lowest entry here, right? So these entries were a lot better. So now we can leave our stop up here. So we have 1, 2. I need to clear one of these. So we have 2 to stop there. We'll still go 1 under the equal lows. Oh, here we go. Stop inbound. Okay, there we go. Get me out. Fuck, honestly. That was terrible. We're going to run now, though, after clearing that high. I could care less, to be honest. But okay. So this doesn't work out. We partial in profit, close in profit, still profit. Only loss we took here was this one that we shared. So as we're going higher, we're holding this. I'm simply just trying to capitalize on the extremely bullish order flow. So when we create a negated bearish volume imbalance, pushing up and through the 1 minute consequent encroachment, I go long on the next candle that touches that. As soon as we close underneath it, though, I close it immediately. So, I mean, that was from open to close, half a handle. So basically, right, break even, we'll say. But yeah, besides that, right, we took the shorts here that we saw. Short, short, catching the low, clean, high, high. Didn't catch the low, unfortunate. Maybe should have got out here at the volume imbalance. Oh well. But we're content with that. Okay, everybody. Oh wait, let me see. We can stream some of ICT's videos. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Do you have one in mind? I have a little IRL stream. Yeah, honestly, that's something I've never thought about at all. Where he doesn't what? Oh, okay, okay. Like execution video. That's fair. Like you just want to watch a video without words, brother. I see what you mean. Has he been posting a lot or what? Let me go to this shit. YouTube. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's what the hell? I don't follow him much on that anymore, but I thought he was done posting. He's got a few videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, his most recent one, 3 trades, 2 losses. Come on, he's garbage can. No, I'm just kidding. That's funny though. I wonder where he lost. I'm about to watch this video quick. What's he trading? NQ. Into the buy side using the opening range gap. 1030. Let's see what he was up to. What was he doing over here? So he was using caught the low. That dude is built different. Oh no, 25. He didn't catch the low. Yeah, we could do that honestly. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be fun. Sorry, you just said you closed a trade after seeing what? I closed a trade after seeing. So if you're talking about this trade here, oh wait, you're on this screen. Go back to this one. We're talking about this one here. As soon as we closed underneath, okay? So my understanding is I'm using this fair value gap. Let's clear, what's this? Clear that. I'm using this 1 minute fair value gap here as my entry. So if we completely close underneath that, that already is a sign we're gonna continue lower. So I have no need to hold. So we close as soon as this candle closes, right? We enter on it, we close the next candle right on this open. And then we watch price go down, enter on the fair value gap. As we go higher, I actually closed one because as we're going higher, I didn't want to hold all that risk. So I closed one understanding I could add it back, which is what I do here. Right, so I close it here, add it back. And then as we kind of create resistance here, I add it again back. So add those two back at a better position. But as we saw, we get stopped out. So falling short, volume bounce holds us at the end of the day. That's cool though. He did find a loophole, huh? He's just posting hella. I didn't even notice that. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 videos, brother. We should have known that though. Like, I didn't. I mean, I don't know if y'all did. I didn't ever really believe Michael when he said he'd leave. No offense to him at all. Right? The more the merrier, but he's just too addicted to it. You know what I mean? Oh my, rude dog, you're gonna copy what I say? That's funny. No, we had the same idea. Yeah, he's a straight addict. Cannot help himself. Which I mean, if I had his ability, I can't blame him. You know what I mean? You guys have seen, right? This is fun. Even in ugly days like this, just seeing the precision that it still produces is always fun. So I couldn't imagine having his understanding, right? There's shit that he's never taught, he'll never teach. I'm sure he has a deeper understanding than we could even fathom. And if I had that, it would be hard for me to not show it. I said the candles between 1040 and 1050 created resistance. Okay, 1040 to 1050. Yeah, it's okay. So it's a mixture of holding the 1 minute consequent encroachment in here. It's a mixture of right on the lower time frames as well, holding the actual liquidity. So when we clear that sell side liquidity, we're holding that level. Right? You can see that here. Bodies, bodies, bodies. Even though we're getting above it, right? Bodies, bodies. So this is on a 30-second chart. A little more give and take. But on the 1 minute, we see that precision that was offered there multiple times. the one time we do get above it, we hold at the consequent encroachment. So as I'm seeing all of this, right, it's pointing out to me that price struggling to go higher, holding here, more than likely it wants to head lower. So as we keep creating these wicks, right, wicking, we're just engineering that resistance. We're showing price has an unwillingness to want to get above the consequent encroachment, which is why I'm fine going short here. And when I go short with this one, my stop is above this high, because we shouldn't have to come back into that. Is overcoming the volume imbalance at 1026 tell us we could be bearish. So at 1026, this one here. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, this already here, indication that we may want to be bullish. Right, it's tough because we still had this fair value gap here, so I'm not fully believing it. But as we create now 1, 2 volume imbalances, that right there is something that we really wouldn't want to see, and which is why I closed the position, because I understood that this fair value gap is going to want to be retraded into. Whereas as I enter here, I'm kind of debating if price wants to return into this, so my original stop is here. As we now create the new set of volume imbalances and hold them, that signifies to me in the short term, we want to return into this inefficiency, which is why I end up closing a position so I can kind of reset my risk, if that makes sense. Because if I want to enter up higher here, I need to close some of the contracts so I'm not holding all that risk. So I close. Once we actually return into the fair value gap, I add there again. And then as you saw, right, we added another one here once we kind of reject from consequent encroachment, creating a new intermediate swing high, entering on this short-term high here. Not getting target, unfortunately, but you see we're actually just consolidating right here in this fair value gap. So right idea, but just poor delivery. I'd take that trade 10 times out of 10, to be honest. Right, sell side objectives, huge inefficiency, showing an unwillingness to return above consequent encroachment. High, low, higher, high, broken, holding the breaker block, holding an old sell side pool. Just didn't go, this doesn't reach into our terminus for us. That'll happen though. But yeah, everybody, that'll be it for today then. Stick around, make sure there's no questions. Yeah, missed it by 1 tick. A few times. Once, twice, third time. And that's why I'm so pissed about my exits. Not pissed, I'll never be satisfied. Because sometimes they're too precise, right? I catch a lot of swing highs and swing lows. But the flip side of that coin is I actually miss a lot of exits because of that, right? Miss them by a tick. Miss a lot of entries and exits, which that's part of the game. We take it. My stop loss was here. Right, so this was actually a little different than what I would usually do. A little funky trade. My original stop loss is here. 2.5, targeting new day opening gap. We create the bullish volume imbalance. I understand that I am incorrect in where my stop is. So instead of just fully, right, creating a huge risk, that's why I end up closing a position here. So I just close. I take that small loss so I can now reassess and kind of recreate my entry techniques or my entries. Right, and that's where we come with the sell here and sell here. So now our actual sell, and kind of as you saw, right, once we close one of that positions, the original 2 entries were up here at 82.25, like this. So now from here, right, with this entry, my stop is above the fair value gap. So still 3 handles, targeting, right, a run lower at this point, just lows. Now once we put this intermediate swing high in here, right, we create this intermediate swing point, we break back underneath. When I go in with this entry, the stop becomes that swing high. So now we're able to cut the risk, still the same target. So all of them had the same objectives. We fall short, unfortunately. But that's where the stop was at. So I was actually being a little bit more nimble with it. A few different stops. Here first, above the fair value gap. Once we hold the consequent encroachment, every stop got moved to this candle's high at that point. Look at that. Ain't that a bitch? So if we would have left our stop, holds, delivers us. Instead, we get stopped out at this high. But right there, that's a classic, absolutely classic high resistance liquidity run. and we're not a part of it. So that's gonna happen though. Right? A year ago, I'm pissed, I'm upset, I'm mad. Today, I'm happy it goes into our target and continues to deliver as we expect. Right? So you see that perspective change. Never mad about missing a moves because there's always more moves. All I ever care about is making sure our analysis and draw is correct. Right? That'll allow us to capitalize on moves in the future. So our sell side target's met. Unfortunately, we stop in profit before it's met. It's gonna happen. Right? Part of the realities of trading. The original fair value gap still holds. And this is where my trading style might differ from someone's, because you guys know I like to cut risk rather aggressively with new structure. So let's say you're someone that is fine holding risk longer, right? If you would have kept your stop above this high, like we said, you're still safe there. More hindsight logic though, so right, you can't really use it either way. Yep, levels hold. And right in high resistance, we're gonna revisit those levels multiple times. It's like, honestly, we could have went back in here, but I was kind of done for the day on this volume imbalance. Once we hold that liquidity, you can either do this to target that, or when we actually close underneath now, right? Notice we leave a little fair value gap here. Closing underneath consequent encroachment. Use that as well. But cool. There's that delivery then. We get there. A little later than we'd like to see, but still there nonetheless. Going forward, this will actually be, will it be the last stream of the day or the week? What am I doing tomorrow? Pause, let me see. I mean, my usual like protocol, right, is just leave tomorrow and Friday alone. But we may just come back tomorrow morning and chill out. I ain't got nothing to do. Can't go golfing anymore. It's too cold. So I guess we could chill out tomorrow morning as well. Let me make sure. Let's see. 6:30, 6:30, 6:30. Okay. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll have our last stream tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. 9:25 technically. We'll get there just before equities open. Longs is legit scenario in your opinion? No. Not really. I'd still look for shorts until proven otherwise. Even though it's ugly, right? If I was to hide this. Lower, inefficiency. Inefficiency holds us. Lower, come back up into an inefficiency. Inefficiency holds us. Lower, inefficiency. So for me, I'm looking at this. If we get above this, then I'll be okay looking for longs. So now getting above this, creating an inversion, which we can now use to start targeting right highs here, previous day high, potentially 8:30 if we want to come back into it. But notice we have all these untouched inefficiencies on the way down, right? So this volume imbalance never touched. This fair value gap never touched. This fair value gap never touched. So if we can clear this most recently formed premium, we should get back up into the 4-hour, which would then allow us to reach into these inefficiencies here. The indicator I use is a paid indicator by Matt, one of the members here in the Discord. He has a link to it in where? He has a link to it somewhere. I think it's in the general chat. Let me see. Nope. General. Okay, yeah, it is. It's in the general chat under members. And then it is paid. So you have to pay for it. It's a paid indicator. I think it's 30 a month or 15. I don't know. If anyone in the group does want to use it though, you can get it for 50% off with what's the code? I think you just have to use shadow. So Matt, the one that made it, right, he has a code for members of our group where if you do want to use the indicator, you can get it for half off. And yeah, the discount is shadow. I do want to see what we do here, though, actually, quickly. Yeah, I stay getting trapped. Now I know why Michael can't leave. I just want to see things play out. We're at holding the high. So if we overtake this bullish, we should come back for this low. Right, that's how you can read that order flow here. If we hold this fair value gap and overtake this 1 minute, I definitely would expect a run on highs. But if we can, right, hold the 1 minute, continue delivering bearishly as we expect, we should continue that. Yeah, it's a pretty good indicator, honestly. I'm not one to use indicators, but that's the only one I use. Because it's not necessarily price-based indicator, right? It's just levels and time-based. So I like the 8:30. I like having the midnight. I like having the new week opening and new day opening gaps, right? And it prints all those. Okay, you know what? I might do a little set and forget entry here, to be honest. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll do one more. We'll set this and leave. So we're not going to manage this at all. Okay, or not. Using the 4 hour we left it with a 1 minute bearish while overtaking the bullish. If we leave that open, I'll look to use that stop above the swing point basically to target the new day opening gap. So there's a signal for you. Don't take it. You'll lose money. It's going to lose. It's not going to be a winning trade. Hold no responsibility. But yeah, we'll leave it there then. So, all right, everybody, you see where we're set up here now. This will be a full pull, so I'm not going to mess with the stop loss or the target at this point. Tiny risk. Whatever happens, happens. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for the members at 9:25 Eastern. We'll have our next stream, last stream of the week as well. So until then, we're not even going to get, hold up, sorry. We're about to just run. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So as we saw, right, same thing happens. We're not doing anything different. Bearish inefficiencies hold, deliver us lower. Bearish inefficiencies hold, deliver us lower. Bearish inefficiencies hold, deliver us lower. So actually, I'll leave this here. If we meet our target first, so if we get into this new day opening gap before or this entry, I'll close it just so you guys know. But I'll look for that going forward. All right, everybody. Final goodbye. We'll leave you with that now. I will see those of you that will be here tomorrow morning at 9:25 Eastern. Until then, have a good day, everybody, and take care. Oh my gosh, Magic. I'm trying to leave. I'm not. Okay, doesn't matter. If I wouldn't have managed it, though. So for this one, my set and forgets. As soon as I got hit, I wouldn't have done anything unless the TP would have been hit. So either the TP would have been hit or I would have been stopped here. But instead, TP does get hit without us. Holding bearish fair value gap, overtaking bullish. So overall, in the grand scheme of things, bearish delivery today. Go to a 5 minute. A little cleaner to see, right? Bearish fair value gap, broken. Fair value gap here, broken. Into the new day opening gap. And potentially a new week opening gap here. But all right. Now I could leave. We miss another trade. Gonna happen, unfortunate. But hey, we'll see what we can get tomorrow. We are pumping. Yeah, I got a dip. Facts, brother. God damn, Handsome McGee. You little bitch. I am addicted. That's how it be. Once it starts moving, I'm just trying to see it move. Damn. Nah, we'll close it. Practice what you preach. We'll be back tomorrow, everybody. Tomorrow morning, 9:25 Eastern. 18th goodbye is the final one. Have a good day, and we'll talk later.